Good evening. My name is Marissa Morales, and today I will be informing you of how GMOs, also known as genetically modified organisms, enter our food and also our systems. The recent breakthrough of GMOs in food technology has concerns from consumers because they don't know what they are exactly. So today I will be informing you of what they are, which should concern anybody who consumes food. So the first area I will talk about is the process and the chemicals. So these chemicals come from a process called genetic engineering that is used by scientists to insert chemicals or genes into crops, making them resistant to insects and herbicides. A popular product that is used for this is Monsanto's Roundup weed killer. It is an herbicide that is commonly used, and it contains an important chemical known as glyphosate. While Roundup is sprayed on the GMO crops, equally important are the hormones, and a significant one is RBGH, which is a recombinant bovine growth hormone that is used on cows in order to increase milk production, and that was quoted by Joseph Mercola, who wrote, "Why are there so many food allergies now?" So RBGH is used to give cows a trait that makes them produce faster. Companies use the hormone to improve and sell their products so that way they can get more out there, which eventually means that more people are consuming it. So the more products that contain this, the more that it is being pushed out there by people using chemicals in their product. And the pesticide use along with products has increased a bunch over the years. So the pesticide use has increased by about 318 million pounds in the past 13 years. And that was quoted by Melissa Smith, who wrote, "Say no to GMOs." Next area I will be discussing is our food and our body. Scientists have used genes to modify a major ingredient such as soy, which is a common ingredient that can be found in almost any food. So it's common that this might be in your kitchen and you have definitely consumed it at some point in your life. Since soy is such a common ingredient, many of us are consuming foods that are genetically modified, and that was also quoted by Melissa Diane Smith. The pesticides are common chemical that are intended for the plants, but it is possible that they can still end up in our system. Many companies use Roundup, which has the glyphosate chemical, and although the crops are modified to resist it, this does not effectively protect the crops or our food. Clinicians argue that the excessive processing that these products and the food and crops go through, it's not likely that it will end up in our system. But an environmental group, Friends of the Earth, took urine samples from random people in 18 European countries and found that 44% of people had glyphosate present in their system. These samples prove that glyphosate and possibly other Roundup ingredients are in our body. And that source came from Shelley Stonebrook, who wrote GMOs, The Controversy Builds. So the clinicians that argued this don't think that they can end up in our body. They believe this because of the elimination. They're no longer in our food, but the samples say otherwise. And that comes from Should You Worry About GMOs from Tufts University Health and Nutrition letter. And some more examples of foods or products that contain GMOs are infant formulas, fast food, breakfast cereals, margarine, frozen yogurt, or artificial sweeteners. And that source was Barbara Roos, who wrote Update GMOs in Foods. So to summarize both of my findings and the topic areas that I discussed, the process to manufacture a product is the main reason that companies use chemicals to modify the product, therefore inserting GMOs. So before finding out about GMOs, you may have definitely eaten them without knowing what you were actually eating. So now you can be more attentive to GMO products, ingredients, and potentially choose organic produce since you don't have GMOs in it, knowing that this will keep you safe from GMO foods. Choose what you eat as though your well-being depends on it, because it does. Thank you.